Mike, Randy, you're first.
Jason, it seems like lately you've had a lot of shootouts, if you will, and had games decided in that manner. Certainly makes it exciting for the fans, but as a coach, what are your thoughts on that?
Thoughts are that I'd like to coach a game here at home where I get to relax a little bit more. That's what I told the guys. I mean, at some point I hope that we can get a game or two this year where I get to sit on the bench and be quiet in the second half and just enjoy the show. But hasn't been that way so far. Great crowd tonight. I hope they enjoyed the show that the boys put on for them. The last two matches here have kind of been helter-skelter and hectic, but at the end of it all, we got the points we wanted, so pleased for that.
Jason, talk about how each of those red cards affected the match for your team.
Well, the first red card, we're a goal up, fortunately, and so it just puts us into a shell where we've got to defend, and we know we've got to defend hard, and we've got to work extremely hard and try to be sound then when we had the ball, to hold it as best we could. And then when it goes level, now you can see the gears changing a little bit for the players, and thinking about going to finish the game by scoring the third goal. So I almost, some of me wonders if it hadn't been a little more calm affair, if we had stayed down a man for the whole game. And there's just one objective. When you go level, then there becomes kind of two objectives that can battle each other a little bit.
Talk about Alvaro Saborio and your willingness to stick with him through what many fans have called some tough times with him, and how that paid off for you tonight.
Yeah, I guess it'll be a good thing that I don't listen to the fans and what they want to decide. Alvaro's, for me, he's, one thing has stayed consistent is that he's worked hard, and that's what I ask. I keep saying this, I hope you guys start to believe it, but it doesn't always matter to me that the forwards score goals. I don't think that they have to in order to be a successful team. I think we have 11 players out there, or 10. Hopefully Ramondo won't be scoring any goals soon. But 9 other guys besides one of the forwards that can contribute on the offensive stat sheet. So when Alvaro and Fabian work extremely hard defensively, oftentimes that leads to us having clear-cut counter-attacking scoring chances for other players. So that's the one consistent that I've asked for, and that's the one consistent I've gotten from Sabo. I just know that it's only a matter of time until he scores goals.
Can you talk us through the goal that New England scored and your thoughts on it?
I think it was completely against the run of play. You get that way oftentimes when you're playing a team that's packing it in. You can get lulled to sleep a little bit. I thought we were, the team that had the ball probably 80% of the time when he goes on that counterattack. Tony Beltran's in a very, very advanced position, as we want him to be aggressive at home when we have the ball. Gets played up the right channel of the field, and Tony recovers. Not sure how quickly he recovered, but I do know that him and Olave were both close enough to make a play on Fellhaber there at the right corner of our box. And they let him cut inside onto his right foot, and something we've talked about now, particularly in the last match. It happened to us with Avila early on in the game. He didn't score, and we showed him that this week to try to convince them that we can't let players cut into their good foot. Fellhaber's very right-footed, as is Wynn. Both of those players we had projected to be on the left side of the field, and it's simple for me that when we get 2 defenders on 1 attacker, we need to do our best. We need to keep him on his left foot.
The game of soccer often has missed chances as part of it, but tonight you had some really fantastic ones that you weren't able to convert on. Is that a concern at all?
No. I think that you had it right the first part of your question, that the game of soccer has missed chances, and a lot of them. That's just the way it is. A lot of times the missed chances and good attacking opportunities turn into momentum, though, which is extremely important in the game. So I want us just to continue to be aggressive, continue to take our chances, and if they go in, fantastic, and if they don't, we'll hope that that's built us some sort of momentum that will pay dividends as the match wears on.
Jason, these 2 goalkeepers tonight are both legendary in the league, and we saw the quality tonight. Can you talk a little bit about them and what we saw?
They were both special players in the match tonight. For me, Nick got us the 3 points. Without him in goal, we probably are walking away with 1. And at the same time, I would say that Matt Reese kept them in the game as well, because without him in the net, it would have went 3-1 and the game would have been over. So 2 fantastic players on display tonight that played to the top of their potential.
Coach, you talked about how there's inconsistencies and things like that, and here you are 7 wins. Is this frustrating, or are you happy to be where you are? What is your mindset now after this?
Okay, glass half full or glass half empty?
Yeah. Or is there?
I'm still pleased, and I'm going to take a positive mindset with it, that we have to be pleased that we haven't been at our best still for 90 minutes. Maybe the Colorado game, as I thought about it today, I keep telling the guys that we haven't played a complete match, and maybe the Colorado game was pretty close to a complete match, but we need to be doing that on a more consistent basis, and we need to be getting more minutes out of our match where we are dominant and doing all the right things.
Third set of 3 games in 8 days for you coming up here, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts on how you approach this at the third of the way through the season now?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't know. I don't know right now. I'm going to sleep on it, and I'll answer that tomorrow for you. I am considering some rotation. I do think that playing 3 games in a week like this is very, very difficult on the players. We did it I guess that was just last week, wasn't it? And our guys handled it pretty well. But towards the end of that 3rd match, we had some guys that were really dying. So, and we also have some other players that have contributed and probably need to get another opportunity to keep them going along too. So, again, I'm just not sure right now. We'll see.
Javier tonight seemed to show up in some different spots on the field, help your team create a real dynamic attack. I'm just curious your thoughts on him.
Yeah, I think he's still coming into it. I don't think that we're back to the finished product with Javier, but he's getting closer and closer to it. In particular, at the end of the match, you're seeing him, he's dying. And so the soccer fitness is still coming, and I think with every 90-minute stretch he puts in, he's going to get a little bit fitter and a little bit fitter. So I'm hoping that, my personal feeling with Javier is that when he's at his absolute best, he's the fittest guy on the team. And so I think that, for me, it's chicken and egg situation. I think we put the foundation in Javier's match fitness, and then the soccer stuff will come.
Jason, when Will went out with the red card in the 59th minute, what were your thoughts on how the rest of the team responded? It seemed like they were pretty aggressive and they didn't really back down at that point.
Yeah. It's we're unfazed. I mean, this team has literally been through probably every single tactical situation they could be in. So, without okay, I think everybody probably even knows what we're doing. I don't have to tell them what the shape's going to be. We just go into that shape and we carry on. So, I feel a little bit sorry for Fabian because he's had his baby yesterday. I really thought he would score the goal today. Expected him to, really. Unfortunately, we had to take him out. He was a tactical sacrifice for that.
Any other questions, guys? All right, our